Good morning, everyone. It is a unpleasantly cool and wet morning here in North Georgia. I'm out, since it's not really the best weather for snakes, I'm out exploring a new area. This is pretty close to home, but it's a little park that I'd never been to. And it does actually have some decent looking habitat for some species that I like to look for, like spring salamanders. I don't really know what to expect here, so I'm just gonna walk around and see what I can turn up. This is always one of the more exciting parts about these kind of crappy days where there's not much to do, is you get to go out. What I like to do on days like today is go out to new areas and just look around, because you never really know what you're going to turn up, and you never know when you could stumble across the next good spot. For all I know, this place could be amazing for snakes on a warm day. But being out here on a cold day like today is usually a good way to gauge it and get a look at the habitat, see if you can find any good looking areas, and come back when it's warmer. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'll keep you guys updated if I see anything interesting. All right, guys, here's an idea of the habitat I'm in today. It is actually quite different than I was expecting it to be. There's this nice little seepage creek here, but there's these super nice looking little just mud flats that have this really good mucky sinky mud that's perfect for pseudotriton. So I'm hoping now it's kind of starting to look more like a potential mud salamander site than a spring salamander site. Well, it isn't much, but I found a salamander. Wow, chill out, bro. Whoa. Okay, he doesn't want any part of this, but first salamander of the day, a little spotted dusky salamander. Actually a pretty good looking one too. And I'm putting him back under his log. That right there is exactly why exploring places like this on cold days pays off. That is a collapsed hunting stand on public land. Probably from the prior owners that just left it there. Alright guys, since it won't stop raining on me and it's freezing cold, I think I'm going to spend the rest of the day attempting to acquire tin to create more flip spots. We have a couple of friends that are letting us take down an old building on their property, so got the ladder and I'm about to head out to the spot and see if we can get some tin. Alright guys, so just to show you what I'm working with here today, we have this siding here, which is kind of small. It's not big pieces of tin, but it could be good. It's a little flimsy, but it's gonna be hard to get that off. The good stuff like this, and this whole wall here is really good corrugated metal. Unfortunately, the roof is shingled instead of tin, and all the wood that's making the building is pretty much rotten. So we're gonna try to get some of this tin off. We've already got a little bit of it, but there's a lot left, so it's just snowing. Alrighty, slowly but surely making progress. We have this whole wall worth. Alright, we're loading up into the trailer here. You can see how thick that is. We're probably going to cut each of these into 2 pieces, so we're looking at like 50 sheets of tin here total once all these are cut. That's all of it. Well guys, after I got all that tin loaded up on the trailer the other day, we brought it home, and it kind of hasn't stopped raining since. So the forecast today is supposed to clear up here in like the next hour. What I might actually do first is go explore a little bit, try to find some new areas, and then come back home and put out some tin here at the house, and just kind of get a better look at what I have and get it all sorted out. But anyways, first things first, I'm gonna go spend a little time in the field, stretch my legs, just get out, and I'll keep you guys posted if I see anything of interest. Well, I found some tin. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to actually get. I know there's a piece on the ground right there, but actually decent habitat right here. So if I can get some of this off this building and stack it up, we might be in business later. So I was able to get to 2 big pieces, real big pieces. These 2 little pieces, so should be able to create a decent little flip site here if I can find a good spot to put them. Alrighty, I got these big pieces in place. You can see there's this giant dead tree right here, which almost certainly means there's a bunch of underground tunnels that snakes, rodents, everything loves to hide in. So I decided to put these 2 pieces right here beside this tree, layered 2 stack, and hopefully I'll be able to come back in a couple months and this will produce some snakes, but there's also a giant hole right there. Anyways, I put the little pieces on the other side of the property in the event that this little area right here isn't very good. So anyways, I'm gonna poke around a little more and see if there's anything else that I can flip or move. And if not, I'm gonna head on to the next spot. Whoa, that's a big building. Looks like it's mostly intact, which is kind of scary actually, because it means there could be someone living in there. That. Hopefully there's actually some tin I can get to here. That's spooky, dudes. It's got these holes in the side. Look at that. It's a piece of tin. It's more down in the woods. That definitely looks accessible. Check this out though, there's a piece on the ground. Make sure nobody's home. Oh my God. What is this? Wow. It's like an old stable. Okay. That is creepy and cool. Wow. Lots of tin. Holy crap. This is a jackpot. All right, first things first, let's flip some of this tin that's already just sitting here. Really decomposed, unfortunately. There is another building here. This one's all concrete, cinder block, looks like. It's just plain disrespectful. Look at all that tin, just piled up, buried, gone to waste. Ow, thorns. Oh man, hate to see it. This is probably part of a cleanup attempt many years ago of all these old buildings back here where they just piled all the roofing tin up and squished it and buried it. This is like where good pieces of tin go to die and get buried. That's a metal truck bed, like 10 out of 10 good cover. There's a couple things down there that look like I might could get them out, so let's see. Watch your step. So one important thing to consider when you're laying out tin for king snakes especially, you get 2 big pieces like this, you don't want to put them in an area that's not going to produce snakes. So one of the things I look for, stuff like this, that is a rodent burrow entrance, and that almost certainly means that there's plenty of food in this general area of the field for snakes. All right, my arms are getting tired. I just keep finding more and more tin here. This is already in a decent enough spot, so I might just leave this here, but I mean, there's so much of it, I might as well spread some of it out, I guess. Jesus. So after flipping these, I'm definitely gonna leave them where they are because look at that. Beautiful rodent trails, even a nest right there. You're gonna find snakes under this piece where it is. It's a little bit foggy outside. I might have to go look for salamanders tonight if it keeps maintaining this level of moisture. But I'm gonna hit a couple of flip spots that I have actually set up previously and see if I can actually find a snake today. So it's warm, but it's like I'm wearing a tank top. I'm not cold at all, but it is very, very damp. Yo, it has rained a lot here. Look at that. Oh my God. I found a snake. Oh my God, the rain is picking up, but I actually found a snake. I was beginning to think I wouldn't see anything today. Nice looking little Decay's brown snake. I'm about to get soaked. So I'm gonna flip the rest of my cover here real quick and let this guy go. I wish I was kidding when I say this is the lightest the rain has been since I stopped recording earlier today when I found that brown snake. It's been damp, like record-breakingly damp so far in February, which is cool. I just wish it would stop long enough for me to find some snakes. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video with a little bit of walking around here at the house, see if I can turn up some amphibians, maybe even a snake or two if I'm really lucky. It's nice and warm, it's about 65 degrees, so let's see how this goes. Ah, classic. Worms crawling around in the rain. It's kind of trippy looking up at these giant drops falling off this tree. Strangely enough, this is my second herp of the night. The first thing was actually a DOR snake, dead plain-bellied water snake, pretty mangled. I didn't want to show it to you guys because it was gross, but the snakes did move in this warm weather. This guy is an upland chorus frog, first amphibian I've seen. Here's another upland chorus frog. This guy turned and looked right at me when I shined my light on him. Hey buddy, let's get you out of the road. First salamander of the night goes to little slimy salamander. Oh, and he's on his way. Come here, buddy. It's actually the first one of these I've seen on the road in a while. Here's the first one of these guys I've seen tonight. Nice adult four-toed salamander. These guys have been winding down for a while now. This is definitely a straggler. Blink. Love these guys. Let me get this guy off the road and keep moving. This guy must have just started crossing behind me while I was photographing the four-toed. He was not there a second ago. First spotted of the night. And probably one of very few, because I haven't seen many dead ones, and I have been out for a while, and this is the first one I've seen. But always a welcome sight. Love these guys. This is a good one too. Nice orange spots on his head. Next find is a little microscopic four-toed salamander. This guy's probably only about a year old. A lot of the ones I see are this age class, oddly enough. All right, buddy. Rain-covered spider. You know, it's on the warmer side when you see a lot of bigger spiders like this guy out crawling around. They don't seem to like to come out when it's colder. But it seems like the salamanders do prefer to come out when it's colder, because I'm really not seeing much tonight, despite how much rain we've gotten. We might have really gotten too much rain. So I was going to go out to the vernal pools again tonight, where all the eggs and stuff are, but I decided to stick closer to home because we were having some pretty gnarly lightning and I didn't want to get trapped, you know, far from the car with that going on. And I also kind of figured it would be a better shot to hang out around here because of how much rain we got. There might be some stuff flooded out that normally isn't, but it seems like it's been the opposite effect, and the rain is not a good thing because of how much we got. So I think I'm gonna go shine around the pond by the house and see if I can maybe turn up some turtles. Hopefully the water up there isn't too murky, but we'll see. Alright guys, I'm actually back up at the house now. I grabbed this guy for photos because I rarely ever see them, and even more rarely do I photograph them. But this is a pickerel frog. I had quite the ordeal trying to find and catch one of these for photos and video last year, but I happened upon this guy right as I was finishing up my loop at the pond. The pond behind my house is actually one of the few places I can reliably see these guys, and usually early spring's a decent time to find them because they start to come out and think about calling. Anyways, decent way to end the video.